We are going to be getting into another European match. This is going to be Clem's teammate MaNa against the Ukrainian Terra Bly.
Scary.
Yeah, we were talking about it, right? Like Bly, he's not necessarily like thought of very like highly, I feel. Even though like he can cause all these upsets and he can really take a series off of anyone, really.
I don't know, man. I don't really listen to what other people say too much. I don't read too much, but I've always assumed Bly is like a super scary Zerg that everyone has to watch out for.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like in my mind, I mean, I guess I could see why people would say that Bly isn't that scary, but I think especially if you're MaNa, I don't know how they match up exactly in MMR, but these two players seem pretty darn close in as far as matchups go. And we're here. We are starting it off on game number 1 on Oxide LE in this best of 3 series, spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map. We are looking at the Zerg player, and he is playing for Raise Your Edge Gaming. He is from Ukraine. He is Bly.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the Polish Protoss player. Oh, we should have had career cast MaNa. God damn it. We have representing Team Liquid. It is MaNa. I'm disappointed in myself.
Yeah,
all right. Right, like how often
do we cast a Polish player?
Yeah, exactly. Like
how many even are there?
Oh my god, it's one of these weird things that like Kuro, she's from Europe and from Poland, and she does end up casting a fair amount, but it's usually like Latin American or American players. Like it's never like a pro Polish player.
That's funny. F's in the chat. Ooh, it's a big commitment. Again, I guess Protosses don't want to get a Zealot. Oh, there's a Zealot on the way, actually. You really only need 4 probes in the Zealot, I thought, for this.
Yeah, instead, MaNa doesn't want to take any chances, and we didn't get to talk about it, but Bly, of course, he is going for this proxy hatch. Like, all of this is only just really to delay the natural, but like, still, I feel like it's worth it in the end.
Yeah. I mean, look at all this lost mining time. And then the Evo chamber drop. Did you even let it die?
No.
Yeah, that's a big oof.
Oh, yeah, big oof. A bit of missed micro there by Bly. He wasn't fast enough to cancel the Evo.
Yeah. I love that some of these tricks are actually doable by people of my skill. Like I can do that, and it's fun to do that. And Cyril's been doing that a lot. Going and stealing the base and denying it. It's fun to see, but I feel like it's almost BM. Wow, that was pretty good there.
That was like
out of
a movie. Like, Jesus.
It's like I just blinked and then I saw the Zealot die.
Yeah,
I don't know how it happened, but it looks cool.
I don't know how perfectly it was timed, but like as soon as this eggs hatch, immediately the Zerglings pounced on that Zealot, and
that was definitely just luck. There's no way you could time that out.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I got the late hatch block. And these 3 Lings injured, 2 Lings now, cannot defeat this here Adept, but they're going to take the fight anyways. Queen's not even joining in the fight, and the Adept's going to be... I don't think he's going to complete the Shade. No way.
Yeah, we'll see. Doesn't end up completing the Shade in the end, but did get a decent scout. Did confirm that Bly wasn't going for anything crazy like a faster lair. I say that we have 12 Lings on the way, which is a pretty decent amount, and we'll see what he's going to be able to accomplish with it, as we do have a Stargate opening coming up from MaNa.
Ooh, and a Void Ray first, which is better than an Oracle for defense against a bunch of Lings, but we've seen this before. It's not the perfect defense, and I think that's in response to this super late third. Or actually, no, I think it's just Bly.
Yeah,
I forgot what cast to fly. I was like, oh, they're going for a lot of lings. Must be because of the lost mining time. No, this is just probably something Bly would have done regardless.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's probably why MaNa decided to go for this Void Ray as well. For the defense, we do have the Oracle coming out after said Void Ray, and we'll see if MaNa commits more to this, like, you know, makes more Oracles, throws down the second Stargate, as that's been a little bit more popular recently.
Yeah, definitely. And here comes the Void Rain to save the day. But he did lose. Yodaslim, run! He's not gonna make it out. No way. There's still like 6 lings there.
Oh wow! And surprisingly, the Oracle stays at home to defend and actually uses its energy as well.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, the Oracle kills lings really fast, but Nina is. I mean, not Nina. MaNa's trying to get that third base, I think. So if you keep the Oracle at home, you're guaranteed to save the third base. With just the Void Ray, the lings could overwhelm the base still, so, or at least get the probe. So I get it, but now you lost all your potential for harass, and now you really have to cause some damage with these 3 adepts that you got here. And as I say that, 2 Stargates are going down.
Yeah, I was about to say, we were talking about how it has been getting more and more popular going into that Stargate play. We have triple Stargate on the way, and we'll see how MaNa does this, because there are a couple of different variants that we've been seeing. Oh my god.
That was good. That was really good. Yeah, but like you said, we've seen a couple different variations of this. That's what makes it so scary. That's why players can go this, and it could get scouted, and excuse me, they could still lose because you don't know the exact composition they're going with. And Protoss are getting really good at hiding their comp.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Time to fight, and it's like back in the day, man. Except for we don't have infested Terran, so I don't really know what to do.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what MaNa decides to do, if he goes, you know, mass Void Ray into eventually Tempest, if he goes High Templar, if he goes Carrier instead. You know, there are like, it feels like there are 3 different tech paths that you can end up going into. And Bly, he desperately needs to scout this. Like, he hasn't gone into the main yet.
Yeah. I got a question for you, Light. If you had a time machine, where would you go? If you had to go one place.
If I had a time machine, where would I go?
Yeah. What year?
What year?
Well, you think about, I'll give you mine. I would go back to just a year or 2 ago when infested Terrans existed, and you could just spam them all day and defeat any sort of air army that came out. And before Microbial Shroud ever existed, or was even a thought in anyone at Blizzard's mind. That's where I would go if I had a time machine. I wouldn't stop any wars or anything. I would go back to use infested Terran because those were the greatest things ever.
I would go back maybe 2 years. It was also like around 2 years ago. Mate, remember when all you needed was like an Evo to like have drop lords? Yeah. Oh, yeah. As soon as I said Evo, you're like, yes, drop lords.
Yes, drop lords, flashbacks. Oh man, yes, that was great. And why didn't anybody ever do Dropper Lord infested Terrans? Why was that not a thing? I guess it was knighted. I don't know. That I would go back in time and try that. That would be my build. Infested Terran drop. Wait, if you launch infested Terran, can you then load them into a Dropper Lord and then drop the infested Terran into someone's base?
I don't think you can do that. I don't think that's possible.
Blizzard missed a huge opportunity there with that. But as far as this game goes, since we can't really go back in time just yet, one day I'll work on it. But these Void Rays, this map specifically Oxide LE, we've seen it time and time again. And that between that 4th and that main base, you can just really abuse that with just a couple of Void Rays.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I love the way that MaNa's doing this. So MaNa is deciding to accompany all these Void Rays with mass Zealots, as we have 5 gateways on the way. Oh my god, a couple of these Void Rays are getting caught out though.
I love that. Bly, he knows you can't really fight up the ramp and try and chase them. They're faster, they're going to back up. So he completely cuts them off, and the only way they can retreat into is back into creep, which they don't want to. So he ends up losing the few and having to recall.
Yeah, really nice positioning there by Bly. And the thing is that he needs to incorporate another unit, and there we go. We have a Baneling Nest on the way. That's going to help so much against these Zealots. Otherwise, the Zealots would have been free to just get on top of all of these Hydras. So, yeah, they're both... I really like how they're responding to each other. But we'll see where this leads, because we're going to have those Infestors from Microbial Shroud. We're also going to have High Templar.
I feel like, as we said, Bly likes to be pretty cheeky, and he's not really allowed to be cheeky here. This play from MaNa kind of forces him to really respond in a very specific way. I feel like most builds up until this point, you can respond how you want. You can go Ling Bane or Ravager Bane or Roach Ravager, Roach Hydra. All types of things work. But for this specific build, when an opponent goes air, you have to rush into Hydras. You have to have a lot of Hydras out, and then you also got to adapt to what's on the ground, which we see here a whole bunch of Zealots and +1 melee and Baneling speed coming up, and now it's a interesting dance between the Void Rays, the Hydras, the Banes, the Lings, and the Storm that's now going to be coming up.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it does feel like when a Protoss goes for this, you have to react in this kind of specific way, at least until, I don't know, maybe some innovative Zerg player is able to find like an alternative way to respond so you have more options, but at the moment it feels like this is kind of what you have to do.
Yeah. You don't see anyone trying to mix it up like go Corruptors for this or anything. It's always got to be this. And look at this. This is such a tough composition. It's Zealots, Void Rays, Archons. Like, how do you break that?
Like, you know what would be nice? Like
a good micro, you can't even break this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what would be nice is like against this ground-based army, you know, some lurkers or something in the backline, but he opts not to do that. Instead, a nice fungal does land on some of this army. The Zealots are running out.
Yeah, the Zealots are running out, but so are the Hydras. There's a lot of Lings here, but no Hydras. Now the Queens are coming in for backup, and MaNa has overstayed his welcome. He's either going to lose everything or recall and maybe just get very little out.
Yeah, exactly.
Motors are pretty fast these days, so. And did he just kill that fourth base as well?
He did. There was a massive Zealot run by in the fourth, went down. So Bly was able to defend, but not without taking some losses.
Yeah, but that Zealot backstab is probably what kept him in this game now. Because if not, then Bly is sitting here on what, 5 bases to 3?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing to point out, right? MaNa is still on 3 bases, not opting to go for that 4th base, continuing to reinforce across the map, even has a War Prism trying to sneak into the main.
Yeah, I feel like this is a hard position to win here if you're the Protoss, but he's feeling pretty good here. He's going to continue to push, and I like that he's fighting right here in these bushes. The Zealots coming as reinforcements. Banelings are getting kind of stuck behind the army, but the Hydra reinforcements with the Queens that tank. That's GG. Bly takes game number 1.
Beautifully done. You know what was interesting? He had those infestors. He didn't use Microbial Shroud.
Yeah, he didn't. I guess some people are opting for the fungal growth now.
Yeah. I mean, what was great about the fungal growth was it ended up landing. It hit the Void Rays and the Zealots underneath.
Yeah. That was the big thing. It hit the Zealots underneath. I think that's why this build is great if you mix in a couple carriers. It just it's really hard you really have to target fire every single thing you hit when there's some carriers on the map throwing out their little interceptors.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love how, you know, we have some people in the chat chiming in with like where they would have gone, and now that I think about it, for Terrans they would have loved.
I'm glad there's no Terrans in the chat because they would definitely love that. Those goddamn tankovacs.
Yeah, the tankovacs. Oh my god, that was so fun to watch. That was horrible to deal with.
Yeah, I'll actually never forget that the fungal growth wall burrow. That was the greatest thing ever. I remember I was playing StarCraft for just a little while, and then my friend was like, "Dude, you know you can burrow them and still fungal," and I was like, mind blown. I just did that all the time. But back then I was only playing 4v4, so it was a lot easier to troll with those things. But the burrowed fungal growth was great. Bring it back. Take out Microbial Shroud and give us burrowed fungal growth.
That's one of those things where I think back and I'm like, man, that's so OP. Like, we used to be able to fungal growth while burrowed. Like, that sounds crazy thinking back on it. Like, oh my god.
Imagine at this level of play, the type of plays that would happen. Because a Terran never stands behind them, as we all know, and a lot of people like to run around the back, and then they can still hack into the mainframe of the armies and stuff. So imagine if you had fungal growths just come in behind the army, and when they try to retreat, you just fungal them from underground. I mean, I think it might just force out people to have Ravens.
Yeah. Like again, to be fair, like when these units were active back in the day and these abilities were available, the meta was different, you know, the army compositions were different, and you know, like people found ways to deal with it. You know, it wasn't like completely one-sided. But yeah. Yeah,
but you know, things change, Blizzard messes up, it happens.
Somehow Blizzard, it takes away all the fun, you know?
Yeah. I mean, they really tried to make StarCraft a not fun game. They just keep nerfing Zerg every day, and they're trying to make it not fun, but they're not succeeding. It's still fun. And just like we saw game 1, this is game 2 of best of 3. This was a fun series to watch. I'm ready for this one. Light, you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Light Shade LE. It is the player playing for team Raise Your Edge, and he is Bly.
Not from Belize.
He's from Ukraine.
From Ukraine, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Light Shade LE, we have the Polish Protoss player, also not from Belize. God damn it, we need to try and fix that. We have, representing Team Liquid, it is MaNa.
And I'm interested to see this here because we have seen a lot of Infestor play coming out of the Latin American Zergs, at least from what we've seen, I've seen. And I wonder if the Europeans do that too. Or
Yeah.
anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting to get a glimpse of the other side of the pond, right? Like the different kind of meta that they have. And we did see Bly, like, interestingly favoring Fungal over Microbial Shroud. And I think more importantly, he didn't invest too much into Infestors. We've seen Eggs try to play against this style, and he ends up almost like massing Infestor. And it just, I feel maybe it's too expensive to do that, right? You only need a handful, really, with your main army.
Yeah. What a forced response here out of Bly. Like, this is a lot of damage just for sending over one single pro or one drone. And he has a second base, so I haven't really paid attention to how he gets the money for this, but what does he skip here?
Well, I mean, his natural, I'm pretty sure his natural gets delayed when he does this.
Oh, I think he's skipping a queen. Because normally, as soon as you're ready, you get 2 queens instantly, which is just as much as one of those hatcheries. So I guess you just skip the queens? I don't know.
He threw out another one.
And got himself a third base behind it. The forward third base, the aggressive third base.
Oh my god. Yeah, and behind this...
No queens, 8 lings.
Yeah, exactly. He does, forfeit his queens, but he's also getting a faster third hatchery as well. And oh my god, he even gets a scout. He sees the Stargate with this drone.
Yeah. Who scouts with the drone? What a guy.
I'm sure if this gas wasn't taken, he would have tried to steal it as well.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he steals one on the low ground.
Oh god, because why not? Meanwhile, we have all these things hiding in the bushes, trying their best to deal with this depth, and they force it back.
What's it gonna be? A Void Ray?
I wouldn't.
I think you go Oracle this time, just because it's better for Ling's Void Ray.
Yeah. I was about to say that. I would imagine, he would just continue with his opener. Whether he's gonna go for double or triple Stargate again, I doubt it. When you get shut down like you did in game 1, I don't think it's the best idea to do it again.
Oh my god, he never finished his wall, and there's a lot of Lings here. They're not gonna commit though.
Yeah. Again. Yeah, the
Sims. I guess.
Yeah, the positioning, the SimCity here is good enough, and again, there's no link speed, so these things that just be kited, especially by the Adept, and this Void Ray coming out.
Yeah. Interesting. Now link speed's done. The forward base is there. I picture there's gonna be some roaches or something, or is this just to psych out your opponent? Third base, because actually Liquid MaNa's over there at the normal third that you take, just like waiting for the third to be taken. I'm in a Bly's base. They got a little probe there, and it's like, okay, no third base yet. What's going on?
Yeah, he hasn't yet gone to scout that southern location. So.
Oh man, he hasn't seen it. That's rough.
Yeah, he isn't really aware of how many bases his opponent is on. But he is expanding and taking his own third. I'm really curious to see what Bly is going to do here. Like, he's getting a decent amount of queens, but of course you kind of need them for that anti-air, for that Void Ray defense. And we'll see if he decides to go into roaches or go into hydras again.
Ending his last game, he's gonna lose some of the units there, and The Void Ray isn't enough to kill all of the Lings, but he didn't commit that heavy on the Lings this time, like he did last time, so he's not going to stick around. He's just going to poke and prod, sending Observer Lings out, and he just droned up pretty heavy. I think he made like 12 drones there, and he's already got his third fully saturated. MaNa just now discovering that third. He's looking at how many workers are there. Oh, this is risky. This is real risky.
God, the Oracle!
Oh my God.
It's going to get sniped!
Go down. That was not worth it for MaNa.
Oh God, that was a disastrous start for MaNa, and MaNa, once again, I don't know if this is the best idea, but he is going for that triple Stargate again.
All right, let's see how this goes.
Oh boy.
Doesn't work that again, and maybe then it works. But this time, Roach Warren going down for MaNa. I don't recall if there was Roach Warren last game, but this is pretty standard. But the good thing about the Roach Warren is it slows down your opponent just a little bit from going into that Hydra defense.
Exactly, that's the thing that's a little bit worrying. I'm just quickly checking. Bly has not gone into the main quite yet to scout. He is being annoying here with Lings. Oh my God, even going to pick off a couple of workers here and there.
Not too bad, not too bad. But this base is already so fully saturated that Bly on Fire just has a pretty nice economy here.
Yeah, he does have a nice economy. I'm worried that he's going to get blind countered though, because he's making a massive wave of Lings. We have Roach speed on the way, Roaches as well. And I don't know how much this ground army is going to really do against all these Void Rays that are going to be coming out.
The good thing about the Lings is they're fast, so they will be able to like juke and jive, hit and back up. So they're going to go and probably see all these Void Rays and be like, yeah, never mind. Well, as of right now, they could actually probably get a lot of workers.
Oh, how many?
It's an expensive loss, but at the cost of all these workers, it should be good. Five isn't bad.
5 isn't bad. He's trying to get the shield battery as well.
Nice, he gets the shield battery. This is not a bad trade here. That was a lot of Lings, but you really don't need Lings anymore. 11 Hydras on the way. The block on the 4th.
We do have an annoying block on the 4th base, so we do have the Hydra upgrades on the way, +1. Unfortunately, he is still getting Roach speed. We'll see if he ends up incorporating that in some way, but is going into Hydras, is aware of the triple Stargate.
Yeah, he is aware, and does he have enough to defend right now? I think so. He should.
Yeah, just barely, unless MaNa is able to like find a really nice position.
Yeah. I think the Void Rays are just posturing here to deny that 4th base positioning.
There's not enough energy for transfuse. Oh, one does get used.
One. Not too much micro here. I feel like MaNa should have taken that fight.
Oh yeah, he definitely can. Like the Queens don't have that much energy. He could have kept going, but he's forced to recall because of the counterattack.
Okay, with the shield battery here and shield battery overcharge, I don't think it should be too detrimental. I would like to see some more static defense maybe, or shield batteries go down.
Yeah, that's the thing that really makes like Void Ray scary. 2 Void Rays get sniped. You desperately need shield batteries here at the 3rd to help support your Void Rays. Naked Void Rays, I don't know, they don't do too well against Hydras.
Yeah, now at this wedged position here, Bly on Fire can pick which base he wants to fight in. And while these Void Rays are fast, they're not that fast to where they can just go back between each base. And with the Queen March coming, there's really, I don't think there's enough to be held here, but good position on that Observer. Gonna see it all going down.
Yeah, he sees it go down. He, in a panic, he throws down all these shield batteries, but they're not gonna finish.
Yeah, that's rough. He should have done that a long time ago.
Exactly. He didn't realize what was coming his way. He was too busy focusing on trying to deny the 4th when he didn't realize it was like a 3-base timing that Bly was going for.
I like this, especially on Light Shade. The map is a little bit shorter with the creep spread positioning, so this is good. No shield battery overcharge. MaNa really saving it for his very last desperate moment, which is going to be coming up soon here. There it goes. It is activated, and a disruptor coming in from behind. Is he going to be able to get the shot at once? Oh my God! Right in the middle of the Hydras. It takes out a good chunk of the Hydras, but I don't know if it's enough.
With overcharge, it may just be enough. The disruptor did get sniped did get sniped though in the end, and I don't know, Void Rays. The problem is like the lack of shield batteries. Like there's just nothing really here to help them.
Yeah, I think with a pro pool right now, I think this. Oh, never mind. The reinforcements are coming. This is rough.
Yeah.
Was there no Zealot warping or anything of the sorts here? I mean, I think it's a lot to ask of MaNa, but if he was able to multitask a little bit better, he could probably go for like a Zealot run by or try and throw down some more shield batteries in his main, or his natural, I'm sorry. And I don't know how many gates he has right now, but some Zealots would kill right here. He actually has no gates. He has 2 gates in the front, and that's it. But
I was about to
he can
say
still
like,
use the two gates.
I was like waiting for like some kind of supportive unit. And last game he did go for a charge, right? Like he did focus on those zealots. This game, none whatsoever. Only 2 gateways to warp in those units.
Yeah, and MaNa has a big bank, so he could be throwing out a lot of shield batteries or something, but he can't spend his money as fast as he's making it. And Bly is definitely going to be able to just continue to spend money. All he needs to do is get more and more Hydras out and continue to take this economic advantage. He's not even going for a 5th base here, but he is chilling with his 4th, and now he's going to go in, and I think he's going to end the game here. One big Disruptor shot. Target fires down the Disruptor. Second one doesn't land, and I think that's about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's just containing his opponent. MaNa can't break out. He's been somehow like kind of forced out of his third. His third is kind of completely alone. All these shield batteries are going to be going down.
Oh, that's rough.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're 1 shot in the Void Rays just about now, and yeah, 2 shot in him with the shield battery overcharge at
exactly.
max.
Yeah.
Ooh, good split. And this is rough. You need Storm against these Hydras, I think.
You need anything else to support the Void Rays. Like Void Rays on their own, they need something to help them out. And
GG. What a game. What a guy. I never underestimated Bly for 1 second.
Exactly. GG. Honestly, I thought MaNa would be able to pull a game out in this series, but in the end, he was kind of. Yeah, he was very persistent with his style. He's like, yo, I'm going to make this triple Stargate work. I've seen so many other pros do it, and against Bly, like, he was having none of it.
Yeah, maybe that's all he feels confident in right now.
Mm.
And maybe confidence is key here, but either way, yeah, that's unfortunate. Good thing Kuro don't cash. She might have not wanted to see that loss in person.
Yeah, exactly. And GG. Bly will advance on to the round of 4 over MaNa, and that means we're gonna have quite a number of ZVZs there in the lower bracket.
Yep, MaNa is out, and now, oh man, what I'm looking at on this bracket right now is it's unfortunate because I feel like Cham is so gosh darn good against Terran, against Protoss. Zerg versus Zerg he's really good in that also, but that's a questionable matchup always. It's just I feel like it's really up to chance in which order of builds people go, and he's gonna have just the gauntlet of Zerg all the way to the finals. He's going to have to play Solar. If he somehow beats Solar, then he's going to have to continue on, then go up against Bly. And then if he can somehow beat Bly, then he'll be in the finals, probably against Clem.
Yeah, it's gonna it's a rough time. It's scary, you know, if you're Cham, even if you're Solar as well. Like Bly is such a scary opponent. We were talking about it earlier. In a ZVZ, like Bly, yo, he can make anything happen. It's kind of terrifying. So that's really what's going to be put to the test here for both Solar and Cham. How good is their ZVZ?
Yeah. It's almost a shame they didn't save it for the last match. We're gonna get into it. It's the very next matchup, actually. And then we're going to finalize it with Euthermal and Special, and then we're going to continue on in the bracket.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have nothing but mirrors left. F's in the chat if you are a Protoss fan. There are no Protosses left in this tournament. It's all about the Terrans in the upper half and the Zergs in the lower half.